Hi, hello. So let's watch this video together. This guy who just is taking off right now is gonna land he's gonna fly into trees basically.
Décale-toi à droite. Nickel.
For no reason. Yeah. So you've seen him landing in a tree. Okay. So what do I think about this? So the trick is so from the other pilot giving him instructions and a little bit how he's putting the wing up was.
Ouais, bien. Décale-toi à droite.
You can clearly see
Nickel.
that. I mean, it was pretty nice actually, but he had to look a little bit to see where his wing is, and he didn't do it instinctively. So I would say he was not an extremely experienced pilot. But even though he wasn't, he flew very close to the trees. Very close. And then he got like a bit of descending air out of a thermal, or maybe also because the wind is actually coming from the front, so to say. So this part may be also a bit turbulent due to this wind, depending on how the wind is. We don't see it 100% clearly, but anyway, places like this, this is ANSI basically, so there's like a valley wind coming here, path, and you may have some thermals. So there is always chance that you're gonna go down and up. So my two conclusions are that the first is, if you are unexperienced relatively, then you keep more margin of safety to any obstacle, just in case something happens that you don't understand. This is the first thing, and the second thing is that you always keep a margin of safety for things that may happen. Of course, then the more you fly, then you can better assess what's more likely to happen and what's very little likely to happen. And this is sometimes maybe actually the problem, because you get closer to places to obstacles in place where you think there's very little chance that shit may happen, and it always may happen. Nothing is impossible in this sport. So basically, yeah, so it's always good to have like a margin of safety, especially, and the basic margin of safety is for being like entering the thermal and going a few meters up, or entering the descending air going a few meters down, and small collapse may also happen. Maybe not placed like this, but depending on where the wind is coming from and how strong it is, and how good you're piloting your wing also. Yeah, so the better you pilot, and also you may think about decreasing a little bit safety, because then the chance is that the safety distance to other obstacles, because the chance that you will lose control and enter those are smaller. But this is always a little bit tricky, because it's always there. I mean, the best pilots crash and die and get injured. So it's always good to have a lot of margin of safety, in my opinion. Even if you are super experienced and you've seen it all already, just simply based on the fact that the best pilots get in trouble and crash. Yeah, just simply taking into this fact is always important to keep the margin of safety. And this would have saved him here if he would have like an extra distance to those trees. Then even if that, I mean, we couldn't really see exactly what has happened because it was pretty far away. But I assume if he would have more distance to those trees, then even if he would get like in a downdraft and got even like 10 meters, so this 10 meters here is, yeah, well, let's say the worst case what that may happen in this place, if the wind is not coming from really from behind. but it's also possible. But probably not the case because the other guy's flying, but hard to say. But also, I mean, you can also get surprised by the wind here, because if the wind is coming a little bit from behind, and you won't feel so much wind, and you are getting here to the place where you get exposed to the other side, and if you misunderstood the wind direction, yeah, then you will get in trouble, in the sense that you may lose altitude in a small turbulence or something like this, in a small rotor, or even in big rotor, if this is would be a strong wind. And for this occasion, you should have, in place like this, where you are coming from one side to the other, and there is a place for misunderstanding or something, then you should have even more safety, just for this occasion. In my opinion, at least this is what I do. But I also sometimes get. I mean, I have never landed in a tree like this, but yeah, but this may happen to everyone. This is just the nature of the sport. So just by keeping more distance, you just decrease your chances, and you eliminate some of the situations. The same as by doing a lot of SIV training and flying a lot, having a lot of recency in flying. This also helps you to avoid some situations, or be able to react properly in some situations. But it's just increasing your chances of survival, so to say. It's not guaranteeing anything. So, summing up, the less experience you have, the larger distance you keep, and then probably you get intermediate syndrome, and then you decrease the distance a little bit, and then you've seen already some more stuff, and you increase the distance to obstacles again, I believe. Because you've seen more of this, of possibilities, so to say. At least this is more or less a little bit my experience, although I'm probably still in this intermediate syndrome myself. Yeah, and the second thing is just in general, independent of experience, it's always have enough distance to obstacles, because, as you know, even the best pilots get injured and die in this sport. So, and often by just crashing in something, getting collapsed close to the ground and crashing into something. So yeah, this is a good general advice to keep extra space to obstacles, just in case something happens that surprises you. Yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments, and please like, subscribe, and see you watching another video together soon.